Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
Is it definitely dead?
Good question, yeah.
And I say, well, it doesn't have a head. Welcome, Drum and Drummer. Here we go.
Great. Just as good.
Just as good as the first intro that we didn't use.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Because my Wi-Fi is poor.
Poor Wi-Fi.
Fixed,
poor Wi-Fi for a rich iron boy.
He's
rich in
brilliant.
iron. You did the Mallorca Iron Man thing.
Yep.
A little swim, a quick bike ride, and a short stroll.
Yeah.
Is how the website described it. 8 hours. How did it go?
What do you want to know? Any questions?
Ooh, questions. When you started, did you look around and go, I'm fucked?
In what way?
And like, everyone else is a beast.
No, it's hard to say because it's hard to tell how fit people will be before you do it. But there is obviously a lot of those sorts of freaks. And I did say to you, I'd rank myself about 2 or 3 out of 10 amongst those people.
Yeah.
And I was pretty spot on because if you look at the rankings at the end of it, I finished 10th to last, of official timings.
Okay.
However, 1,000 people didn't finish.
Right.
So in a way,
That is key information there.
that is key information. So I
information.
think 3,800 people on the start line, and then I think it was like 2,700 finished. So that's a lot. It's a lot that,
Do you know if out of those 1,000 who didn't finish, did they finish because they were just fat, or did they finish but not in the official time?
I think
Like the cut off, like you're on your
Yeah,
own
I
now.
think
If
a
you get
few
hit
of
by
them
a car, it's with the safety's off now. So
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many people just didn't turn up because at the start of the swim they said 3,800, but it's like, is that how many people registered? And then they just went, yeah, that's who's here to make it seem, And then because you think about life gets busy, you sign up a year before. What if you get a tour or something, an actual tour,
I think probably more common would be gets close and they go, can't do that.
Can't do that.
Done no training. Fuck it. Let's not bother. Right, okay.
It will cost more to, anyway. Go on.
Swim, cycle, run. What was your favourite? What was your favourite one?
None of them. They were all terrible. I mean, let's go through it. So the swim, the night before, the week before, for months leading up to it, I was scared, and because of what I was talking to you about, of what if I sink? And
Sinking, giant squids, Titanic, yeah.
And I thought about what you said, which did make me laugh whilst I was swimming and having a panic attack, I'd say, where you were like, you won't just start swimming down and go like, hang on, what's going on here?
It's getting a bit dark.
But the night, exactly. But the night before, I went to the beach and had a look at the swim and went, that is far. That is, because if you think about it, the run and the bike ride, you don't see how far they are. Do you know what I mean? Because a 90-kilometre bike ride, you don't see 90, so it's just, you see a bit and you go, I'll cycle to there and then I'll cycle there. Whereas to see the whole of the route, you go, okay, that is daunting. So I was scared the night before. I get down there in the morning and I'm thinking, okay, I can do this, and I'm in my wetsuit and you can warm up a bit. And I was feeling good. And I kept practicing laying on my back because this is the thing. They keep saying, if you get into some trouble, you have a panic attack or you out of breath or cramp or whatever, just lie on your back and pump your fist in the air, shout help if you need to, and a kayaker or lifeboat will come and help you. And I kept practicing like lying on my back, like, before we're about to do the swim. And I was like, I can do this. Like if I get into some trouble, I'll be all right. So I'll mainly tell you about the swim and then I'll tell you a bit about the bike and the run. But the swim was like the main bit. So you get out of the warm-up bit and then you get into your pen where it's like, how fast do you think you're going to do the swim? And I put myself in the 45-minute bracket and I ended up doing it in 49 minutes. So it's pretty close.
Pretty close.
And so eventually you get, it's your turn or whatever. And I ran in the sea. I ran in.
You
And I
went,
just
that's
couldn't
cold.
get my breath
Just
right.
ran back.
Yeah. Honestly, near enough. So I ran in and I started trying to swim and I couldn't get my breath right. Like I was just breathing wrong. So I kept having to pull my head up. And I thought, I just put my feet down on the, I was like, oh no, I'm out of my depth already. So then I tried to like paddle a little bit, do a sort of old lady breaststroke. And then I instantly got scared and shouted, I can't do this, I shouted that out loud. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then when I think that's me. I think I'm done, About
I'm
10
a celebrity.
foot
Get
into
me out of here.
yeah,
You're not a
exactly.
celebrity. You go, drummer. So.
But 10 foot in, I was like, I can't do this. But I was like,
that's
try
quite
for a-
early to give up, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, try for a bit.
Yeah.
Try for a bit. That would be mental. So I kept swimming. But the thing was, the lifeguards did seem further away than when I did the first one. And like the kayak people, I was like, well, I can see them. But if I stop, will they actually see me, And I started to get more panicked. And then the bit that I hate started to happen. I was like, oh, it's getting deeper. It is getting deeper. And I felt I couldn't keep my stroke going. I kept having to change to like breaststroke and stuff. And then, I'm not making this up because it's true. There was a sort of storm that morning, right? And the grey clouds were there before we started to swim, and they seemed to get greyer the further I swam out. And then I was freaking out the whole way because it's basically 1,000 meters. Well, let's say 900 meters out, and then you go along a bit, and then 900 meters back. So you're 900 meters away from the shore, and you can see how deep it is. It's not even like it goes so dark you can't see the bottom. Like you can see the bottom, and you're like, that is well deep. That is really deep, And I kept thinking, I can't do this. This is mental, and I am scared. And I felt like my watch started really buzzing, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was like your heart rate's really high. Stop whatever you're doing,
Or a gig coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, gig details are coming. Hang on a sec. Let me just get this.
DJ
Ad. That's great.
That's lovely stuff.
We've known each other too long, boy.
Too long, baby.
But anyway, you get to the furthest checkpoint, and at this point, it starts getting choppy. I wouldn't say I'm much of a swimmer. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've done the practice in the pool, but not, let's say, for argument's sake, 1 kilometre out, and the waves are really starting to go, and you're going, this could be it. I don't think I'm actually going to die, but I really need to make sure I don't take in a load of water or, anything. Every now and then you're getting twatted in the head by someone's foot or something. But then, I got to this checkpoint, but everyone was trying to get around this checkpoint, but the waves at that point were so massive that people were like, I don't know what to do. So when I finally got round, I was looking at these kayakers thinking, I don't think they would actually help me. Like they all looked distracted, and I was like, I am on my own out here. Even though you're kind of not, it sort of felt like I was. I was like, well, I have to just get back, So I just kept swimming. And even at one point, this fucking kayaker, one of the safety people, like kayaked over my head, right? And I looked up, and he looked about 12, and I was like, fucking hell, this is who's in charge, And I was like, I kept thinking I really want to stop, because you can just stop and like rest on a kayak and then carry on, And they said even one year, one of the winners did that. The winner of an Ironman, like had a panic attack, stopped, and then carried on. But I was like, no, I've just got to keep swimming. And the swim back was easier because you're like, okay, I'm aiming for the shore. And once I've done it, I've done it. But honestly, I got back and I was just like a fucking mess. It was just like adrenaline and nerves. And I chatted to one guy very quickly while we were getting changed, like for the bike bit. I wasn't nude this time. Didn't do that again.
Good.
But I was like, he was like, how'd you find that? And I was like, yeah, it was shit, wasn't it? And he was like, mate, that wasn't a swim. That was just trying to not die. Like it was surviving. I was like, I thought it was just me, but no, it really was that bad. And everyone was saying afterwards, like, that was a tough swim. And I thought, fuck, like, I don't know, like to say I wouldn't really say I'm a swimmer, but like to say I did it means that I absolutely am a swimmer, because it's like,
I'm just picturing now, you see a lot in like films where like those big ships are out in the middle of the ocean and the waves are like, whoa, and it goes up and it crashes down. I'm just picturing that, and it's real stormy, and there's just your little bald head bobbing with your hand up going, I can't do this. I can't do this.
It's essentially...
Hello, help me. I can't do this.
It's essentially that. So posh as well. But
Excuse
but
me.
I did, but I did do it. But it was terrifying.
Right, the run. Let's go on to the cycle next, isn't it?
Cycle next. So I got on my bike. Honestly, the first 10 kilometers was just trying to calm down from whatever the fuck had happened in the sea, and thinking, well, I've done that now. But the thing was, I'll just say this: there was checkpoints. There was 4 different checkpoints. This is kind of the most important thing, because I almost want to rattle through it, because the swim was the bit. But the bike ride, the first checkpoint was like, you have to finish the swim from 1 hour and 10 from when you got in. So I'm like, okay, I've done that, you know? And then it was like, you have to get to the top of this hill on the bike ride, 3.5 hours from when you went in the swim, you know, from when you started the race. So I'm trying to do the maths in my head. And this hill's 600 meters up, like 600 meters in one go. And I was thinking, right, okay, let's say, for argument's sake, I got in the sea at 8:15. That means I have to be done with the bike ride 11:45, you know? I was like, let's give myself a little bit of leeway. Let's say I have to be done with the bike ride 11:15, you know? And I was going up this hill, and I noticed everyone was overtaking me. Like, it was ridiculous. It was like, I am at the back now. But I got to the top of the hill, and I was like, okay, I think I'm in time. Like, as long as I now finish this bike ride by like 2:30, I'll complete the bike bit, and then I've just got to do the run. So yeah, the bike ride itself was amazing. The going uphill was tough and weird, because obviously they closed the roads, so there's no cars, and it's just cyclists, and no one's making any noise because everyone's just trying to concentrate on just cycling uphill. So it's really weird. You're like in this race, and there's a pack of cyclists, but it's dead quiet. But then you get to the top, and then it's the funnest thing ever. I mean, that's almost where your money goes. Just this downhill, you're going down the mountains or whatever, the hills of Mallorca on these roads. It was amazing. And you're going so fast. You're like, this is mental, you know. And then you go through all towns and stuff and complete the bike ride. My Apple Watch, right, this is a shout out to say that I'm done with Apple Watches. I think I need to be a Garmin boy. I charged it. I didn't even turn it on until I got to the swim. It survived the swim and about 4 hours of bike ride, and then just your battery is low. I'm like, I think I'm done. But anyway, but yeah, I got the bike ride done. But, you know, it's Mallorca, it's May, you thought the weather would be good, but no, it was hailstorm whilst I was doing the bike ride. Not for all of it, but for part of it, you know. But I knew I had to be back by like 2:30, and I was like, okay, I'm getting there. And I think I got back, finished the 90k bike ride by about 2 p.m. I was like, okay, cool. We're good. Now I need to finish the run by about, let's say, 4:45, and it's a half marathon. And so I started it, and I'm feeling pretty good. And it's kind of like 2.5 laps of this thing. And when you do the first lap, there's still, you know, a lot of people, you know, a lot of top athletes, you know, finishing. And so you're running, and the crowds are crazy, whatever. And then the second lap you do, you notice, okay, there's a lot less people here, you know. And it's almost like when you get to where the finish line would be, it's like the finish goes left, and then the carry on doing more laps goes right. And when I finished my second lap, I was like, okay, this will be the test to see like how many people are left. It was mental. I mean, I went right. No one else went right. Everyone else went left to the finish. And I at this point, I couldn't see anyone in front of me or behind. I was so far behind everyone else that had finished. So it was like people in restaurants in Ironman, like they've finished it, having meals and shit, like, go on, mate, you've got this, you know. And and the last lap, I swear to God, they started just packing down the track. You know, they're like getting rid of cones. The drinks people don't give a shit anymore. They're like, oh, we're sort of done. There was a bin lorry just on the road. I had to go around that. But I kind of gave up because I was like, okay, I've got 5 kilometers to go. I don't think I can do this in time. Like, I was like, it's like 4:20. I have to be done by like 4:45, and I've got like however far. And at one part of the run, you're just in the middle of nowhere. So there's no crowd, there's no anyone. You're just running around houses and stuff. And I just started walking. I was like, fuck, I can't, I'm done, I was like, I'll get to the end, but I don't think I'll do it in the 8.5 hour time. But then when you come back to the last bit, there's like people. And I was like, come on, you got to try and run. But my legs were so fucked. I couldn't run normally. So I had to sort of swing. It's hard to explain, but like swing my legs to get them moving. I was like, I have to just do. I was like, thinking, just do it. And then you've done it forever. Because there's like, right now, I'm like, I'm never doing one of these again. Like, whatever itch I had is scratch. Before I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll do another, or maybe I'll do, But now I'm like, no, I'm good. It's just get my steps in and do an odd part run from now on, But I managed to, I don't know, get my arse into gear, and the last 3 or 4 kilometers just kept going. And it did help that like family were there. So like my brother and my parents were there. And it was quite sweet because when my mum's come to like things like that before, she'd be like, woo, well done, George, you got this. But this time she was just like, keep going, fucking hell, just keep going. Like kind of, I don't know, almost not scared.
Fucking
but like,
run.
Jesus.
Just fucking run, mate.
Yeah. And my brother was just like, just lock in. Just don't think. Just keep moving your legs. And then you get to the last bit, and I was like, I couldn't see anyone in front of me or behind me. And then I was running up, and I was like, have I done it in time? And yeah, and I was running up, and it, the tag in your whatever, makes it come up on the screen. It's like, George, 8 hours, 22, something. So I was like, oh, wow, I did it. I completed it. And but obviously you're so fucked afterwards. But it's quite cool because there's this tent, and you get to eat pizza and then relax and whatever. But yeah, it was amazing. It was like, oh, fuck. It's done, And I officially did it in time, It's sort of, there's no like...
What happens if you get to a checkpoint and you're not in time? Do you die?
I'm
do
not
they kill
sure.
You?
I'm not sure. Because it does count as a
like
DNF.
a Saw film or something,
I think they let you finish it, but it doesn't count. I think I've got a feeling if you get to the end, I think probably you still get a medal, but it doesn't count as like an official
a medal
thing,
of shame.
Yeah, exactly. You get a worse
Loser.
medal. Yeah, exactly.
Well done, mate. I mean, that's just like swimming, cycling, and running for a whole working day.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is. And I know it's obvious, but you'd be amazed how hungry you are at the end of it. Like, it was amazing. If you haven't eaten all day and you're like, oh, God, needed that. You get to this tent when you finish, and there was just a buffet of pizza and pasta and cake and donuts and Coke and whatever. And, just ate and gorged. And then that was that. And then there was a party that night, but I was like, I'm not going to the party. I can't walk. Thankfully, I booked a hostel like 5 minutes away and just, watched some Spanish telly and, had another pizza. I had so many pizzas that week, It was carb loading. It was just, I think every day I was out there. But I'll say one more thing. So it's like, it was obviously in Mallorca, which was weird because you think, oh, are you going on holiday? And it's like, no, not really. The first 4 days, because I was out there Tuesday till Tuesday, and it was on Saturday. Tuesday till Friday was just stress. Like, oh, I can't do this. I'm going to have to go for a swim to mentally prepare. And I need to practice this hill on a bike and all this stuff. And then Saturday is the event. Sunday, I was just wired but wiped out. Like, I woke up really early and was just like, let's go and do some stuff, And I was trying to nap, but I was like frantic. But Monday, I managed to relax. And then back home on Tuesday. So I had about 1 day of holiday out of a week. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you chose to do that. It wasn't like a Hunger Games scenario.
No. Exactly.
You were tribute.
Yeah.
For the Imagine that if it was like jury service. You get to that. Oh fuck! I got a Mallorca and do a bloody Ironman.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Here's a question for you before we move on.
Yeah.
What happens during the race when you need to visit the toilet?
Good question. Well, I've later found out that you can just piss yourself at any point, really, if you want. You wouldn't go full Paula Radcliffe. I mean, not intentionally anyway. But no, when I was doing the bike ride, I started to really need a wee because I was like, I need to make sure I'm drinking a lot. So I was drinking loads, And I was like, do I just piss myself? Because I am in the middle of nowhere in Mallorca, and there's no one in front of me for well, not miles, but a bit, and there's no one behind me. No one will notice, but I didn't. I waited until I got to the run, and then there was just toilets on the run. But thankfully I didn't need to go number 2, which is fortunate, because you do think about that. But by the end, I think it was because I hadn't eaten much as well. Like I didn't eat loads on the day, but by the time I got to the run, I was so hungry. At every pit stop, I just stopped and was like, "Yeah, I'll have whatever you got." And they had electrolyte drinks and Coke and like whatever bars, energy bars and energy gels, bananas, oranges. I was like, "Yeah, I'll have one of each, please." And they're like, "There's another pit stop in a mile." Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one of each there as well.
Coming. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think generally just piss yourself,
Yeah. That's a lesson for everyone there, I think.
General consensus.
Just keep swimming and piss yourself.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, so it was my birthday yesterday. The day we're recording. It was on Monday this week. I had a lovely day. I went to Graham Russell. Popped down to G-Russ, isn't it? Birthday, I think you got to treat yourself. You got to treat yourself, haven't you?
Yeah.
I thought, well, we had a trip planned. We were going to go to Southampton, go to the Lego store, obviously, go to the cinema, watch Mortal Kombat 2. So we see some high art.
Yeah.
I was like, well, on the way, and I was like, do you know what? Let's go to the old G-Russ, isn't it? Let's go see the Rat King. And I think, because I had it clear in my head what I sort of wanted, right? Because I'd espied on the website some 15-inch hi-hats. And I was like, do you know what? I haven't got 15-inch hi-hats. I would quite like some 15-inch hi-hats. A client I worked with at the studio last year brought some in, and I was like, yeah. Another bow to the string to the bow, or whatever the phrase is. Something else in the arsenal. So I was like, but I'm going to go in, and I've set a budget in mind. And I'm going to go in. Yes, there's these second-hand ones that price-wise I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go in and just go, let's get all the 15-inch hi-hats and let's have a play. Let's see. And I've got a budget in mind, right? The budget in mind was £400.
Right.
£400, right? So I went and got 5 pairs of 15-inch hi-hats. I'll run you through them. Zildjian A Sweet Brilliant hi-hats, 15-inch. There was also the Sabian Stratus 15-inch hi-hats. And I was quite intrigued to see what they were like, because I like the look of them, but I don't really know where they sit in terms of, like, are they shit? Are they good? They're priced to not be shit. There was a pair of Bosphorus hi-hats. What else did I try? There was some Sabian, I think they were called like Big Bell hi-hats or something like that.
Great.
But this is the annoying thing with hi-hats, right? Is when you're trying them out and you want quick comparisons, you can't swap them easily.
No.
So I just sort of like got 5 hi-hat stands out.
Yeah.
And just took them all off and just had them all in a line. And I'm like trying them. Narrowed it down to, well, this is the thing, you see. What I hadn't noticed on the website, which I'd sort of ruled out, was a 15-inch K Sweet hi-hats. But I saw a pair and I was like, hello, I'll try them out. Look at and I was like, these are pretty sweet. I narrowed it down to the K Sweets and the Sabian Stratus, right? So I was like, right, I'm going to take these onto a kit now. So I got them on a kit. Again, hard to get the comparison because you got to have them next to each other and, anyway. Yeah. And it was like, the K-Sweets win. And I'd read online, someone had said, like, they're a really decent pair of hi-hats and stuff. So the price, $449.
Yeah.
You got to have a flexibility with your budget, innit?
Yeah.
They were the ones. So I go down to pay and he scans it. Beep, beep, beep. I'm like, yeah, I'm going for the K-Sweets, baby. And
Who scans it? Was it Graham or was it?
No, Graham wasn't. I didn't see Graham. Graham wasn't there. I think his name might have been Will.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was another guy sat next to him on the old computers, and he scanned it, and I saw him look a bit like, and then he sort of looked to his mate and was like, he said it quietly, but I could still hear it.
Yeah.
And basically, what had happened was those K Suites should have been 549, but the sticker said 449.
Brilliant.
The sticker even said 15-inch K Suite hi-hat. So it's not like it was the wrong sticker.
No.
Someone made a typo. And without a fuss, they know consumer law. They have to sell them to me at the price on the sticker. So I got them for basically 100 quid cheaper.
Brilliant.
Through an error. Now, I felt guilty. I'm a good man. I'm an empathetic man. Those should have been 549, right? And through a mistake, I've got them for 449. Now, the two sides of it, one, I might not have looked at them if they were 549.
Yeah.
Because they were so far out of my budget, I wouldn't have considered them.
No.
So the fact that I saw the price and I liked them was a big reason why I was buying them. But also, it's an independent drum shop. And you don't want to, you know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to con anyone. I wasn't, it wasn't like a purposeful thing.
You didn't print that sticker yourself.
I didn't print that sticker. Yeah, and like it was their mistake, and there wasn't even a kerfuffle with it. They were like, sticker's wrong, but we're going to honour the price. It'll just be on the discount on the receipt. But you're also like, but I don't want to, you don't want to fuck,
No.
like take the piss. But anyway, so I'm treating it as like, it's a personal birthday gift from Graham to me.
Yeah.
You can have £100 off. Thank you very much. So yeah, I've got some new 15-inch hi-hats, and they are sweet.
Yeah.
They are very sweet, actually. They look great, sound great. I've actually had them in the studio today. I was just recording some drums for my musical. I thought I'd give them a whirl.
Nice.
They're very nice. They're very. See, they're a bit bigger, but when you open them out, there's a lovely light sizzle. Really is the word to describe it, is sweet.
Yeah.
Yet when they're closed, they're actually a fairly quiet hi-hat. Like the new beats are like, hello. Yeah. And the K Suites are like, oh, enchanté.
Yeah.
So even though they're bigger, there still feels like there's a lot of control and dynamics. But when you open them up, they don't get aggressive. They just sizzle nicely.
Well, that's good. Can I just say, I thought you were going to say, the way it sounded you were going with that was, you're like, they're an independent drum shop and I did get £100 off. I thought you were then going to say, so then I bought, to make up for it, something. Yeah.
It crossed my mind. However, hadn't been to the Lego store yet.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to raid that fucking place. So, and let me tell you, there are no sticker mistakes on Lego.
Yeah.
They fucking know what And I did think, like, I've spent so much money in Graham Russell. It's one of those things. Out of the 15 years I've been shopping with him, these things happen. They were great about it. There was no fuss. Very grateful they honoured the sticker price, and I'm very happy with my purchase. Yes, then went to the Lego store, bought a fuck ton of Lego, which was great. Went to see Mortal Kombat 2, it was lovely. Popped in to see my mum, and then had a big Chinese and watched the Arsenal game. Cracking.
Lovely.
Cracking day.
That's brilliant day.
Right, I'm going to finish up with this, George. This happened actually a while ago, but we haven't done a podcast since because we did two because you were going off to Mallorca to have a little jog. Yeah. So I was editing the previous week's podcast in this room. Right, I have my headphones on. I'm in Pro Tools. Cut out the silencers, cut out the shit, and I heard a sort of. I've got the door shut because of the kitten. Don't want her getting out. I heard a sort of bang. Right, I heard a bang. I heard a noise. Kind of sounded like something knocking glass. We've got plenty of glass display cabinets in the house displaying the fuck ton of Lego we purchase regularly. I just thought my other cat Billy, he's just knocked at the window or done something, knocked something off. No harm, no foul. So I was like, okay, something's happened. All right, crack on. Finish the podcast. I was like, and while I'm doing the podcast, I got the washing machine on. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's the way to live your life.
Yeah, that is.
So, because I am a kept man, I go downstairs, washing machine's done. It's played its little song. It plays a song. It's great. I'm like, right, I'll go hang the washing out because it was a lovely day. Weather is now dog shit. I go up to the kitchen door, we've got a window in the kitchen, and I look out onto our patio, and what do I see? A dead pigeon.
Oh.
Right? There is a pigeon on the patio, on its back, wings in, feet up in the air, right? And I'm like, fucking hell, there's a dead pigeon in the garden. What is going on here? So I open the back door, and I'm like, that must have been the bang, right? And I go outside and I look to see if any windows are broken. I can't see it, there's no cracks or anything like. And I look up to the second bedroom window at the back of the house at the top. That's Billy's room. And I look. There is a pigeon-shaped smudge on the window, right? And so I come back in and I go up. And it's like a cartoon. There's like body and wings like that. Literally like a fucking Warner Bros. Cartoon. It's bong. It's just hit, right? And so I come back downstairs and I go outside. There's feathers everywhere just in the patio. And I text my wife. I'm like, there's a dead pigeon in the patio. And she texts me back, is it definitely dead?
Good question, yeah.
And I say, well, it doesn't have a head. No head. This is a headless pigeon.
Wow.
Right? I'm having a look round. Can I see? There's a bit of blood on the patio. There's lots of feathers around. Can I find a head? No. Yeah. There's no head. I have to get rid of this pigeon.
Yeah.
So I get a bag for my hands and then another bag, and I pick this pigeon up. There's no head underneath. It's not like it's bent underneath. And I bag up this pigeon, shove it in the bin. I don't know where the head is.
Wow. Yeah.
We think either it flew so hard into the window, the head went into its body.
Could happen.
But there was also not really a neck.
Yeah.
Or someone's eaten the head.
Yeah.
And then the pigeon's flown headless.
Oh, yeah.
Into the window. But then can pigeons fly without a head?
Good question.
What's the time limit? Someone should do that research.
Or a bird is... So the other day, my brother and I were in London and went to go and see a gig at the Barbican Centre. And before the gig, we were like, let's go and have something to eat in the park, So we went and got a little kebab, and we sat there, and we see this crow attacking a pigeon, just killing this pigeon, and then it sort of flew off a bit, and the pigeon's still not quite dead.
Like you after the swim. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then the crow comes back, and then starts jabbing away, and then it picks something up and flies off of it, and we were like, I wonder what that was. And we looked. I'm not making this up in response to your story, but the crow had taken the pigeon's head and left the rest of it.
Wow. Okay.
But I was like, why? What is that? Does the crow collect pigeons?
A trophy.
Because it wasn't for food. It wasn't eating it. It was almost like a dominance thing. I don't know. But Well,
that was the other option. Yeah, something's come and the pigeons hit the window, falling down. Someone's taken the head. But the one thing, I'm not debunking that because that's totally could have happened. I mean, it was 45 minutes between hearing the bang and seeing outside. But the pigeon was very undisturbed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It didn't look like it. It was just like you'd see in an open casket, just like, hello, just with no head. So, funny stuff. Life.
That's mad.
Because you think, I'll delete the podcast, I'll hang the washing out, and I'll go and do some music in the studio. I didn't factor in bagging up a dead pigeon, a dead headless pigeon, shoving it in the bin. So, anyway, should we wrap up there, boy?
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Thanks for listening. drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Get in touch. Have you ever seen a headless pigeon? Or any other
headless animal?
Headless animal, headless man, headless child, headless guitar. Anything. Follow on Instagram @drumanddrummerpodcast. Broccoli. Thanks very much for listening. George, well done on the Ironman, mate. Top work.
Thanks.
I'd do the run to the sea, and that's when I'd go and get the pizza. I'd be like, that's enough. Pizza me up, boy.
Yeah. Pizza,
We'll see you
I can do this.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. We will be back next week, as always. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.